Well, hello and welcome to OSS 200 High. And hello, Norton, for immediately interrupting me in the middle of my first sentence of the entire video. Alright, so we have a $160 buy-in tournament here, 251 entrants. The prize pool was at a $30,000 guarantee. As you can see, we went well past that. And you can also see that my absolute favorite feature in the history of poker is back. Yeah, future reference. This is only the second time I've had to cover one of these tournaments when a deal was made. From now on, I don't care how big the game is. I'm not even gonna bother covering it if there was a chop at the end. I just won't do it. I don't care how big the game is. It doesn't deserve to be covered if it just ends with a chop. Nobody wants to see that. So, anyway, first of all, shout outs to those who, again, didn't make the final table and therefore could not have participated in this deal even if they wanted to for some ungodly reason. 987. It's a 6 max. So this shouldn't take too long for me to cover. However, I am a little bit annoyed that we have James 1989 and James 12,627. They're sitting right next to each other and they're both called James. However, this guy is from Honduras, so maybe I'll just call him Honduras, because there's a lot of Americans here. This guy's representing Honduras, this guy's representing Russia, everybody else is American, so USA is the overwhelming favorite to take this one down. Of course, as we see, nobody wins this. We already know for a fact that no one wins. But let's just see who finishes 6th and 5th or something. That information does not tell us how many people actually made the deal. I still don't care. I hate it so much. Well, James from the United States, it's top pair, but that's an ugly board. Question is that strong enough to keep calling? And he says yes. It's a good call. Bust Me Out has absolutely nothing, and he elects to check that river. It's the 4 of spades. It doesn't connect with anything, so he's just going to say, if he called the turn, he can call the river. Honduras will open the action with a suited ace. Nobody else has much of anything. There figures to be quite a bit of play here. We have blinds of 12,500 and 25,000. The short stacks are at around 18, 19 big blinds. So, no one's super short, and there are 4 players within pretty good range of each other between Bust Me Out and the Rick 64. Another raise and take it, this time for a pocketed joker. Ace-2 suited for Shabalba. He might be thinking about money jumps. But that's where the money jumps come in. You don't have to worry about money jumps if you just decide to forego the money jumps. Money jumps aren't even that bad for these OSS ones. They're very well structured. 3 8s on the board. James with nothing. Pocketed Joker with better nothing. And good call from a King High. He kind of realizes that King High might be good here. But for that price? Yeah, nice size up by James. I like that idea there where he goes with a min bet on the turn and then bombs the river for more than the pot. It's a really polarizing move, and when you've got King High, it's like, how worth it could this possibly be? There's an action flop. Pocketed Joker with a flush draw. Shabalba with top pair. Now, Shabalba is getting a little short, and he elects just to call. Some might have just gone for the all-in there. He's at the point where, maybe it's in his best interest to just muscle up and win them whenever he can. Now, luckily for him, the board does break out. The ace is good, and there's not much reason for him to lose confidence in it, even though he's got a crappy kicker. I wouldn't bet here. Yeah. But I don't think he was folding to a bet either. Nice. Let's see. Apparently my headphones actually did lower the volume for some reason. Sadly for Shabolba, he's not going to get much out of this. Unless he limps, obviously. No, he's not going to limp. And the Rick with nothing. But hey, Shabolba's out of the danger zone. Can't complain too much. And now he doesn't have to play King 7 out of some kind of desperation. He can if he wants to. I think he's getting 2 calls, though, if he does. The Rick with Queen 10. Oh, okay. Or he can raise it. So James 1989 is the one who's going to start this off. I mean, he's a short stack. So, yeah. The only reason that you initiate the deal talks is because you don't have any confidence whatsoever that you're going to outlast people. That's the only reason why anybody would ever do a deal, because you'd have no confidence in your own game whatsoever. I know that's not really what it is, but still. I don't want to hear... Oh, wow. Oh! Well, this is unavoidable. James even has a... Or Honduras has a pretty strong hand, too, but I don't think he's going to be playing after a cold 3-bet. Just a call. Very nice restraint by pocketed Joker. And that flop doesn't help him at all. So he can get away from this. But he won't. This is just what everyone does. They pick up Ace-King. They're smart. They hold back pre-flop. And then they still call when they airball the flop. Everybody does that. I don't know why. But good small bet by Bust Me Out on the flop. He goes for too much on the turn. And it's nice enough to show at the very least. I mean, I don't know why he called there, just in case Bust Me Out had like Ace-Queen or Ace-Jack, and that flop was just as unhelpful to him as it was pocketed Joker himself. And he's just hoping that he starts shutting down on the turn. But it's okay to fold Ace-King when you airball the flop. It really is. Like I said, I still don't want to hear anybody whining about variance if you're in a freaking casino. If you're in a casino, you sign up for variance. Period. Anything that happens to you, you sign the heck up for. Well, anything that happens to you within the games. Obviously, if there's a pickpocket, that's just unfortunate and screw that guy. But, within the game itself, anything you sign up for, anything that happens to you is exactly what you signed up for. It's variance by nature. Suck it up. Jack for Honduras. Though it's Jack of clubs, I don't think he's going to go wild with it. the way this hand is played, I don't think anybody here is fearing an ace. So James could bet, but he's going to go ahead and check and get another jack. Now he's hoping that somebody was slow playing an ace. Even beats ace 6 or ace 5 now. Shabalba thinking about trying to steal it. Ain't gonna work. But you gotta respect that he's willing to try. Oh, that's a blocker bet. That's not even trying to steal it. Blocker bet's not gonna work though. He's got 3 jacks. Honduras takes the lead. I'm saying all these things to try and, like, pretend that this ends with a winner, when I know it doesn't. Shabalba in trouble here with ace-9 suited and a dwindling chip stack. Bust me out's gotta call him if he re-raises all in here. I mean, he has to be thinking pump it or dump it. He dumps it. Good fold. At a 6-handed table, position does still just slightly matter, and he feared the under-the-gun raise. At least I think that's what he's thinking. I am putting words on all these guys' mouths, obviously, because I'm commentating. I can see their cards. They can't see anybody else's cards. But I do have a lot of poker experience. You know, actually playing and not seeing everybody else's cards. Well, not like a lot compared to the actual professionals, but, you know, enough. Enough that I've been in their shoes. Not necessarily at a final table at a $160 real money buy-in, but I've been in their shoes just in the general sense. The way I think is probably not the way the rest of these guys think. They've earned the privilege of buying in for $160. I've never cashed in a non-free roll before. I can cash in those free rolls. Nice plot for pocketed joker. Let's go ahead and bet it straight up. James from the United States with king high and nothing really, and it is an easy fold. Yeah, I just woke up, but I actually have more energy than usual, which is a good sign, obviously. And it is a really nice day, so I should do a kettlebell walk at some point. Walk around the neighborhood while swinging a Bowflex. That's what I mean when I say that. Ace-king for the Rick, no calls. He didn't want calls, judging by that raise side. Those over 3x. I mean, if it's small blind to big blind, I would get it, but that was with 3 people to act, and he had a very strong hand. Now, Shabalba with 15 big blind, and he's going to just regular min raise. I actually like that. I've been considering 13 big blinds to be the all-in or fold range for me, so at 15, he don't think it's all-in or fold yet, so good for him. And he picks up the pot anyway. With 8s, though, I still might have just gone for it all-in anyway, because they're so hard to play post-flop. But that's just me. In no way am I going to suggest that any of these plays are, like, objectively wrong, unless I really point out something that I just flat-out do not get. 3x raise for pocketed joker. Should get through. Again, when you're small blind against a big... Okay! I was going to say small blind to big blind, you don't have to go all in to get the job done, but Shabalba wants to play 5-8 with a short stack, and he's got top pair, but pocketed joker with the 2 diamonds. And now the king. Shabalba, you got some explaining to do. Why in the world would you make that call when you have so few chips? And he's just going to keep going. And another king on the river. So Shabalba's going to think even less likely the pocketed joker has a king, and he can probably go for the rest of his stack now, and he does. Does Shabalba believe him? He came all this way with the 5-8. The diamonds didn't come. There's 2 kings on the board. Does he think his 5 is good? Okay, he does get away from it, but he's got to be kicking himself for playing that 5-8 in the first place. I don't care that it's suited, it's 5-8. Bust me out with a tight fold there, and pocket a joker with a strong couple of jacks. Shabalba now left with ace-8, which is a lot better. And he's going to fake all in. I don't understand this play at all. He's never folding. You're not stalling for anything. There's no other tables. And, yeah, the board comes up clean for the pocket jack. So, Shabalba with a couple of questionable plays at the end. But I'm sure he played excellently to get to this final table. So, congratulations to Shabalba finishing 6th place. Again, I don't want to just fault him because, hey, it's nice to see brave short stacks actually willing to try out some things that other, you know, money jump, fearful short stacks wouldn't attempt. But those were some stunts I just cannot recommend. More ace-kings. This time for James from Honduras. James from the United States is way the short stack. Bust me out. I might even fold this just because who wants to bust out before James 1989? He is going to call. And pretty unexciting board, considering what the hands are. Does James want to go for the continuation bet? Yes, he does. And that works. Because, again, you don't want to get involved with a marginal hand while James is still sitting there with under 10 big blinds. Under 9 big blinds, even. Interesting raise there from the Rick. Turns out that United States James didn't have anything. But I would have actually folded there because if James goes all in, then you kind of have to call. Uh-oh. You kind of have to call because he's so short. I wouldn't want to stick 250,000 in with 10-8 offsuit. Ooh. Ill-timed re-raise from Honduras. Bust me out with the min-raise of the 2s, which is understandable. The ace-6, not thinking about pocketed joker in the big blind, makes a re-raise, and there's your real hand right there. Honduras fake tanking, acting like he's got more like ace-jack, but this is an extremely easy fold. Okay, now his fake tank is eating into his time bank. Well, not too much, I guess. Like, I understand a fake tank, but when it starts eating into your time bank, you're just being an idiot. But 3 seconds isn't so bad. So will United States James manage a comeback here? And how many of these distinguished poker geniuses will be present for the chopping of the prize pool? Yeah, I can't do another one of these. I'm sorry. If I see that there's been a deal, I'm skipping it. I cannot do a commentary over it. Even if it's the dream. Like, even if the dream ends up with a money chop, which honestly I would kind of get because the prize pool structure there is nowhere near as friendly as these OSS tournaments. It's super top heavy. But I'm not even going to do the dream if they do a chop. And it's a very, very special tournament. Like, I would love to shout out all the guys buying in for $2.50, actually getting a chance to make some huge money off of that. But if they do a money chop, then my respect for them is, at the very least, tainted. Of course, I respect them getting to the final table for such an enormous starting field. But, ooh, hello, action flop. The Rick with trips, and he's going to play it soft. Okay, well, that kills all the action. Pocketed Joker hates the flush draw now, and the Rick has the bottom full house. Yeah. That ace on the turn just destroyed the action. There wasn't even any action to begin with, but he's going to go for a pot-sized bet and a call with queen high. A snap call with queen high. Okay. I mean, okay. He just thought that the Rick was completely full of air. Busts me out with a playable hand, but again, there's the consideration of United States James. But he will play it. I like that. I respect that. And they both now have top pair with a crappy kicker. Bust me out's kicker, of course, being less crappy. And a solid bet from the Rick. Bust me out cannot like this to see that. Now he's probably a little bit more comfortable. The Rick, for his part, could keep going and representing a flush, and he is going to keep going, but bust me out with two pair is not going anywhere. Jack is moderately scary, but if the Rick wants to go full-blown bluff, he can, but it's not going to work. I saw a hand very similar to this just last night from the 2019 World Series of Poker. Sure enough, he goes for it, and it gets snapped off by the two pair, busts me out with a masterclass in slow playing, and he doubles up to just short of $2 million. And now it's the Rick that has to be a little wary of James 1989. And now he has to call it off with, why didn't you re-raise? Okay. Now he can get away from it now, I guess. How many big blinds do you have left? 4? He called it off anyway! And you got extremely stupid lucky with a runner straight. What just happened? You know what? There's going to be a chop. Let's rewind that. What just happened? Oops. No. Next hand. Next hand. What just happened? What did we just see? James, with 5.75 big blinds behind, just calls a raise, checks, and calls with ace high and no draw. And then hits runner 3-4 for a straight. I don't know where the Rick lives, specifically. I know we live in the United States. But I kind of want to call a contractor for him, because I think there's a hole in his wall right about now. And now he might bust out, because he's going to raise with King-Jack, understandably, and he's going to get re-raised by Ace-Queen. And we just saw a king fold and a jack fold. The Rick is screwed. Oh my goodness. He deserves better. He's just going to call. Now, he actually has chips behind, so this isn't a ridiculous play. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to see him win this hand somehow. But that's not going to do it. Unless he has the gall to bluff all in. He's not going to do it. Bust me out with just enough of a showdown value, and he does check it down. The Rick still has chips, but his walls probably have holes in them, and his toilet probably has vomit in them right about now. Just like, what the heck were those last 4 minutes for the Rick? I mean, man, he deserves better than that. Interesting flop here. Honduras flops top and bottom pair, pocketed joker with middle pair top kicker. So every card in that board is being used, and yet nobody has a heart. Okay, well, the 9 isn't used by anybody. Honduras goes for value now, and that check on the flop gets him paid off. That's a terrible card for both players, so they are going to check it back. But I like the check on the flop by James, because that's what really helped that bet on the turn get paid off. The river just made it not worth it to go for value, but you know, he did get a bet on the turn paid off, and if that river card were the 7 of spades, then he might have gotten a second bet paid off. The Rick should not be in this position right now. Oh, don't even. I think he has to go for it with the Jack-10. I mean, I assume it's going to go fold, fold, fold. He has to go for it with the Jack-10. He's going to get called. At least there's no 10s going into the muck. Yeah, he is going to go for it. Well, let's see an 8. Let's see an 8 or a 10, please. Oh! The Rick just had the worst luck imaginable. I mean, I know I've been ranting on and on and on about the concept of doing deals and how it's so stupid to whine about variance when you're in a casino, but damn, man. Ugh, the Rick, I am sorry. You deserved a little better than 5th place, but that's what you get. Hey, 5th place, $2,183. That's still pretty darn good. Buy-in was 160, so that's still over 2,000 to the good. So just focus on that, and the insane disappointment should erode over time. Bust me out with a tremendous flop. I might have just checked it, but then again, James doesn't really seem like the kind of guy who would try bluffing post flop. So now second thought, maybe that was just fine to lead out there. I remind you that at the final tables, there are no emote reactions. I mean, besides the things you can change to your avatar, but other than that, there's no emote reactions. There's also no chat in general on America's Cardroom. So, whatever James and the Rick were thinking during that hand, we will never know, but we can guess. King 10. Love my King 10. That bar is getting awfully close to the end, so that would seem to imply that A, James is about to bust out, and B, the 3 remaining are going to chop it. But let's see. Maybe James makes a furious comeback. James from the United States, that is, obviously. Honduras is in great shape right now. When I say James, assume I'm talking about the guy from the United States. 12,627 is from Honduras. 3 North Americans, and 1 Central American. Of course, geologically, it's still considered part of North America, but, you know, Central America is its own region, I think. Ugly board for both players, but James from the U.S. is going to keep going. Okay, a lot of people like Queen High at this table, apparently. And that's enough to deter James. And Honduras is going to fire on the 2 of spades. James min-bet the turn. And Honduras read that as weakness. So he called with Queen High so he could bluff the river. I think that's what happened there. Again, bizarre short stack play by James 1989. And this time it does lead to him folding the best hand. I think the lesson in that hand is, if you're going to be brave, you can't min-bet. Min-betting does not equal bravery. Honduras shows you what bravery is. He'll call with Queen High, and then wait for the short set to check the river so he can bomb him out. It wasn't that big of a bomb either, which is probably why it worked. Because it looked like a value bet. Pocket sixes, he's got to go for it. And Honduras with 7s. Why? You have no chips. And it's going to go 3 ways now. James, there you go. I don't understand anything. Okay, well, the board runs out in Honduras' favor, so at the very least, as a commentator, I don't have to worry about there being 2 Jameses. James 1989 with... I have no idea what he was trying to do as a short stack, but he did outlast the Rick. Did he deserve to? Probably not, but he did. And with that very strange play, he does earn himself over $3,200. Well, $3,200 and a quarter, but still. Very nice chunk of change. Again, this is just the final table. I'm sure he played wonderfully to get here. Ooh, tough run out for pocketed joker. And Honduras does not go for value there. He was trying to sucker pocketed joker in for a little more, maybe. Or maybe he just really thought the pocketed joker might have that strong of a hand. But pocketed joker now on the short end of the stick here. And a heck of a flop for Bust Me Out. Top pair with the nut flush, or second nut flush draw. Nice thought, Honduras, but that's not going to work. He's just going to raise it now in lieu of calling and trying to get more, but then, you know, risking the flush not coming. Maybe the turn card's an ace. There's not a lot of turn cards he wouldn't want to see, but he did want to just end the hand there. James with a pair of 8s, Bust Me Out with a gut shot. He just says not to go for it. Some might even go for the gut shot. It was a relatively cheap pot, but he's not willing to go for small edges. All in from the pair of 2s. Pocketed joker with ace-9 will go for it. He wasn't too short, and that's it. Pocketed joker just like that is out of here. And James from Honduras holding a pretty significant chip lead over Bust Me Out. Pocketed joker, well done, sir, for 3rd place. And the live button is on, so we know what that means. Wimp. Wimp. And we know they agree to that, so I have absolutely no reason to do anything here. Now, because James had a significant edge, I assume that means that he got the better end of the deal. Not by that much, though. So James was really willing to... I guess it is fairly significant. It's, let's see, $570 more than what Bust Me Out got. So that's what they agreed to, and that is your final table. I knew it wouldn't take too long because it was 6 mechs, and the fact that they did a chop makes it even shorter. So at the very least, easy work for me. All right. But that's not the way I wanted to have my job be easier, because you'll suck. So I will see you guys next time. I've got a few more tournaments scheduled, but again, if I see another deal, I just won't bother. I will cancel doing that game entirely. I don't care how big it is. So I hope you enjoyed this, as always, and I will see you when I see you.